Wall Street last week, and I want to say that you have organised yourselves every bit as efficiently and every bit in terms of solidarity. You've organised yourselves in a similar fashion to what you have in Toronto and in Wall Street. I want to say that I'm proud to be standing here because the message that you're delivering is the message that the Labour movement have been attempting to deliver for the past decades, namely corporate greed, corporate taxes, young people graduating from university with mountains of debt load and graduating into jobs that cannot afford to give them a decent standard of living. You'll be the first generation in history that they will not have as good a standard of living or quality of life as the generation that went before. And I'm so proud that I've never spoken as much about the economy, about corporate taxes, about corporate greed, about the lack of jobs, about tuition fees since you began your protest. It is happening not just here, my friends, but across the world, and you ought to be very proud of yourselves. I want to say to this mayor, to this council, that this is an affront to democracy to be attempting to evict you, peaceful protesters who've done absolutely nothing wrong but raise the concerns and the issues of the 99%. I'm so delighted to see the community come out here tonight to send that signal to this mayor that, you know, there's been great movements in the past, and those great movements, such as the one of Martin Luther King in the United States, they engaged in civil disobedience. And my friends, that's what we ought to be thinking about. If they tried to shut down or occupy Canada, occupy London, occupy Toronto, or occupy any one of our cities across this nation, we ought to think about Martin Luther King and the bravery that they brought to their cause, because your cause is no less just. What's happening to the next generation, what's happening to workers, and what's happening to citizens across this world is an absolute disgrace. What happened in Wall Street was not your fault. It's not the fault of young workers. It's not the fault of university students, but yet we're being asked to pay for it. So my friends, yes, link arms around the tent here tonight. Engage in acts of civil disobedience if that's what it takes to get the message across that we will not be driven out of this park or any other park across this country by anybody with their political ideologies that are not in sync with the majority of the 99%. Thank you much, my friends.